Hey guys, today we're going to complete the third unit, Build the Geolocation app using Salesforce CLI, where we're going to learn how Salesforce DX can help you generate a Lightning component and Apex controller. Before we get started, let's chat with Zayne Turner, a Salesforce admin, developer, and architect who recently joined us as a developer evangelist here at Salesforce. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Don't Stop Deploying Challenge. We are joined today by Zayne Turner, an evangelist here at Salesforce. Hi, Zayne. Hey, so you're one of the newer members of our team. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've been working on before joining us at Salesforce?
Sure, yeah, I've been working with Salesforce in various ways for a number of years. I started off actually in nonprofits, and I was a user, and then a power user, and then I became an accidental admin, and then a for real certified admin, and then I was working as a developer, and most recently I was with an implementation partner helping people decide how to build and implement their Salesforce solutions. So I'm now thrilled to be here on the developer evangelism team.
Awesome. So, you know, a good amount of experience with Salesforce. You know what you're talking about. Again, thank you for joining us. I just have a few questions about Salesforce DX. First question, why are you excited about Salesforce DX?
Salesforce DX, I mean, personally, I love Salesforce DX because I know that for a fact it saved me so much time just in the past 2 weeks just using it. But the reason I'm really excited about Salesforce DX is how fundamentally it changes what you can do as someone who's building applications on the platform. It means that things are cohesive in a way that maybe that you didn't get to see before. It means that things can move faster, and you actually have new ways of building that we didn't have before, and it's incredibly exciting.
Awesome, awesome. Who's Salesforce DX built for?
I think Salesforce DX is built for anyone who's trying to build on the Salesforce platform, whether you're doing that with code or with clicks. I think Salesforce DX has something to offer for you.
Great, great. And what do you think the biggest problem Salesforce DX solves for developers in this?
I think for me, as Salesforce developers over the past few years, we've gotten really good at figuring out how to be efficient across many different tools. If you're building an application from idea all the way to a finished state, you have to be in several different tools. You have to be in different sandboxes maybe, you have to be in your IDE, you have to be several different places to make sure that everything is moving through that software development lifecycle appropriately. And with Salesforce DX, I find that I can spend more time in one place. I can do more of my app development using this one tool, which means I can finish one thought more completely. I can be more efficient as a developer. And I know that the fidelity between what I built and what's getting deployed is that much closer.
Awesome. In a similar vein, how is Salesforce DX going to change team development on Salesforce?
Yeah, because each individual developer can now be more focused and more efficient. We can have that greater fidelity between what I built and what I'm, say, sending up to source control or sending into a new environment. I think it's going to make teams spend a lot less time worrying about which org is the version of truth and who's got what and who checked in this and where was that change set. And it's going to make us more able to focus on, well, what are we building? What's the functionality? I think the other thing that's also going to help us do is I think we've gotten used to having to use sandboxes for so much that sometimes we overload those sandboxes. We're kind of overusing those environments, and then we can't refresh them because we have 7 different teams in there. And so then we're trying to manually sync changes from production back down so that when we get to UAT, it's not so ugly. And DX, I think, lets us control our environments with much more granularity and have much more logic as to what's actually happening in a sandbox versus a scratch org, which is really exciting.
Yeah, no, that's great. Great. Do you have a favorite feature within Salesforce DX?
Yeah, so force org list and force org create, because I can make scratch orgs now with different shapes and build and test my apps immediately. I was just doing a bug fix the other day that would have taken me 4 hours in the old world because of waiting for a developer edition to be created and trying to manually move over my changes. And it took me 15 minutes because I could spin up 4 or 5 scratch orgs and see if the fix I had was right and then push it back up to source control, and I was done.
Awesome. Similar question. Do you have any, what are your favorite development tools just in general?
I think it's been a few things over the years. I was a huge fan of Maven's Mate, and really grateful to Joe Ferraro for that contribution to our community. And lately, actually, I've been using Visual Studio Code and all the plugins because of DX coming up, and also just because I'd heard other developers talking about it and what a great experience it was. So I've been really enjoying working with Visual Studio Code myself.
Awesome. Do you have any wish list items for the Salesforce DX roadmap?
Yes, I do. I'm not on the development team, so I can't influence it directly, but I'm big fans of theirs, and if they wanted to add something that would make me particularly happy, I think continuing to improve our APIs to get more and more things to be compatible with the metadata API. I know they've already done a lot of work there, but I'm just really excited to see how much we can stop having to have those manual pre and post deploy steps in places that are a little bit painful right now, and I think DX is really getting us close to having scriptable, truly automatable deployments across environments, which is going to be a thing of beauty.
Awesome, awesome. Hey Zane, so what was your favorite thing you learned on the app development with Salesforce DX Trailhead module?
Oh yeah, so my favorite thing I learned actually was creating those data trees, the how you can get your test data to import, because that's such a pain point, and unless you have some sort of middleware maybe, or you're really good at scripting languages, getting test data into your environments was a really labor-intensive process, and I love that it's so simplified now.
Awesome, yeah. I did the trail not too long ago, and I saw that as like, this is an amazing feature.
Yeah, that's a game changer. It is.
Awesome. Hey, Zane, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate having you answering some questions today.
Absolutely. It was great to be here. Get out on the trails and enjoy, everyone. And, don't stop deploying.
Hey, guys. Thanks so much for joining us for the Don't Stop Deploying Challenge today. If you have any questions on the challenge or today's module, be sure to check out don'tstopdeploying.com or tweet your questions with hashtag #AskForce and hashtag Don'tStopDeploying to Twitter. We'll see you tomorrow for our next challenge. Thanks again.